And we're ready to sing together. We're going to start with I'm Choosing Heaven. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing love today. Beauty. I'm choosing beauty today. I'm choosing beauty today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing beauty today. Peace. I'm choosing peace today. I'm choosing peace today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing peace today. All right, heaven last time. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. One more time. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. All right, nice job. And why don't we stand up to sing the next song together? I am as God created me. All right, here we go. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. All right, pick it up. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. I am. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. I am. All right, take it from the top. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. Here we go. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. I am. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. I am. All right, take this time to say hello to the person next to you. Introduce yourself. All right, come back to your seats and we're going to break it down. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. Here we go! In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. I am. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. I am as God created me, in the light, in the love, in the glory. Last time through. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. I am. One more time. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. In the light, in the love, in the glory. I am. Thank you.
Good morning, beautiful center. Good morning. I'm Reverend Carla Shiratis, one of your staff ministers. And it's August. Wow, August. And you know every month we have a new theme, and this month's theme is unstatus quote. Unstatus quote? You know, we'll be taking a look at what we think is the norm and maybe turn it upside down, Dr. L? Yeah, let's do that. And we just want to welcome you to the Center for Spiritual Living, Capistrano Valley this morning. We are a trans-denominational center. And what does that mean? It means that the word trans is to go beyond, and denomination, all the different religions which we honor here today, all the different sects that there are, we're just taking it a little bit further and beyond that, because God doesn't have a ceiling, right? God doesn't have any limits, and that's why we say that we are a philosophy that is open at the top, because God is the ever-expanding goodness of love. And so let's get started this morning. And we're going to start by performing the ceremony that we do every Sunday, honoring all of the different faiths. We perform the ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And as our practitioner, Tony Sparks, lights the last candle, let it represent the path that brought you here today. We'll be anchoring our service by taking 2 minutes of sacred silence together.
And this is my spiritual gift to you today. And this is what I know. I know that God is power, that God is one presence, one love, one harmony, and all-knowing. And I know God is all, and all is God. I am happy and complete today and forever. And within me is that which is perfect and complete. It is the spirit of all life, truth, and action. And I am happy in the certain knowledge of this inner light. I cannot be sad, and I can't be sorry, but I must radiate joy and life, for life is within me now. And I declare that this meeting of knowledge spoken today in truth and in perfect harmony and perfection. And I give thanks and gratitude to our ministers, our practitioners, and all of our volunteers. I am so happy and complete with having this knowledge that our relationship with God is unshakable, it's unbreakable, and this union can never be depleted. And I release these words into the law, knowing the work is already taken care of, and I know the law receives and executes. And so it is. And our global vision, please join me. We see a world that works for all, where people live according to spiritual truth, where unity and connection are emphasized, where people have enough food, homes, and a sense of belonging, and where there is peace, harmony, and justice for all. And today's affirmation, again, please join me. I step into action to create an inclusive world, and so it is.
It is such an honor today to just welcome our guest singer, our guest soloist this morning. Do you please all give a big, big, loving welcome to Jean Stackpole.
Well, good morning. How's everybody doing today? Good. It is an honor to be here in this capacity and be serving in this way. I want to take a second to acknowledge our incredible band. They have done an amazing job as always, and it is an honor to get this thing. And I'm going to be having our lovely Melissa join me on this as well. This is an original tune that I wrote called Love. I hope you enjoy it. Don't wanna close my heart, don't wanna feel shut down, don't wanna lose my openness. I fight with letting go, trying times make us grow. We need to lose our willingness to see the beauty in the pain, to feel the sunshine through the rain. Watch the flowers start to grow, and through it all we need to know. It all comes down to love, 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 sweet love. It all comes down to love. It all comes down to love, 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 sweet love. It all comes down to love. I see the pain you're in, patience is where It all comes down to love. 'Cause all we are is love. And all we need is love. 'Cause all we are is love. And all we need is love. It all comes down to love. 'Cause all we need is love. It all comes down to love. Thank you. Thank you.
That was beautiful. Let's give Jen another hand. It's really, really lovely. We're so blessed by the talent that we have in this community. We really are. The band, the music team, our assistant and staff ministers, our practitioners. We really are quite blessed. I feel like I'm hearing myself through more than one mic. So, Grand Rising, everyone. My name is Dr. Alice Reid, and I'm the spiritual director here at Centers for Spiritual Living. And there's more wonderful music coming this month. We gave you our wonderful Jen Stackpole, who sang for you this morning. And yes, and next week we have Gino Walker. Anybody here heard Gino Walker sing before? Yeah. She'll be really bringing the goods on August 11th and joining us as our soloist. But not only that, she'll be joining us after the service around 12:30 for a workshop. And I want to get this straight. It's entitled Elevate Your Energy and Praise and Raise Your Soul Frequency. Elevate your energy and praise and raise your soul frequency. And she'll be sharing practices with us that will help to first ground us and get us centered, and then to elevate our energy from there, which is really the best way to be energetic and moving about the planet in this day and age, if we can center ourselves and ground ourselves and get balanced. And so I highly recommend, if you're feeling a little, I don't know, like there's a lot going on in the world and you need to be a little more grounded, I highly recommend that workshop. I hope you'll join us for that. It'll be really, really terrific. We do have a new theme this month, and it is the unstatus quo. And Reverend Carla was accurate in that we are going to be looking at the things that are the status quo, the things that we're used to, the things that we've normalized. We're going to be looking at how that's not really the status. I don't know about you, but when I look around in the world, I'm not seeing a lot of status quo stuff. I'm not seeing a lot of stuff that feels the same. Of course, I looked up the status quo, and it simply talks about the current state of things. And like it or not, our status quo is being disrupted. It's being disrupted by evolution. How dare you, evolution? How dare you change? I'm very fond of the saying that, I want to get this right, that change happens when the pain of remaining the same becomes greater than the pain of change. Right? That's usually when we see things happen, even in nature. At some point, there's some energetic influx, and that energy can no longer be contained in the bud, and it must blossom. Or that blossom can no longer has the energy to keep it flowering, and so it dies away. There's always a movement of energy, and we humans sort of get attached to our status quo. We get attached to the things that we're used to. We get attached to comfort. We get attached to sameness. and what I'm noticing that in even, I guess it was like the last decade or so, and maybe it's, this is always happening, and it's just my turn to notice this at my, as I have matured, but that there's just been a lot of shift in the world. There's been a lot of change. There's been a lot of people challenging what I'll call the status quo. I knew there was a problem with my mic. There's another mic on. Can you make sure the other ones are off? Thank you. Yeah, it's a little loud. I'm going to turn the volume down just a little. Thank you. Where's my status quo mic? Where's the miking I'm used to? Let's see. So what I'm seeing is that there's a shift in our world, and when I look at this topic today, and when I was thinking about the impact of othering, that's not maybe a verb you use every day, is it? We're really talking about this idea of seeing people outside of ourselves, seeing people that are different than us, and having an experience that's unpleasant around people that are different than us, or people that have different opinions, or people who want to live life differently. And so what happens sometimes, and oftentimes it's very unconscious, we other all over each other. We push each other away, and when I think about that, it's a paradox. We talked about paradox a couple months back. There's a paradox going on here, and that paradox is that we so want to be connected. We so want to have that experience of oneness, that when we don't have that experience of oneness, we push away those that are in front of us that don't appear to be one with us. And then we create this cycle that instead of having connection, we have otherness. Instead of seeing the connection within each of us, we see the differences and we separate ourselves. And so it's a paradox, if you will. And the only way to really deal with a paradox is through intention and consciousness, to be available to those paradoxes that come up for you when you want so much to have that sense of connection, and then, golly day, Jane is not giving it to you. I don't think I see Jane here today, so I think I'm okay with that personification. Yeah, and so this verb, this action, this behavior of othering, we come by it honestly, and I think a lot of it's just human nature. And I really want to focus on that deep longing that we have for connection, because that deep longing that we have for connection is really based in some part of us knowing at the most basic level of where we exist that we are one, that we are all connected, that we're so connected that there's no connection point. We're just all come from that one infinite reality that is out picturing and expressing itself through all of life. It's one of the main principles we teach in this particular philosophy. We teach this idea of oneness, that there really is no separation. And in order to describe oneness, we often describe what it's not. We describe separation, disconnection, discord. And there's a lot of discord going around right now. And I had an insight the other day, just kind of thinking about this idea of othering and, looking at the sort of the grand landscape of, at least in my lifetime, how we got here to this place right now where things feel a little bit in upheaval. I was watching some videos of the Olympics. There have been some amazing feats that people are doing, and it's so powerful to watch the athletes who are just, they put everything into this one sports, whether it's gymnastics or whether it's some other kind of sport. They put so much of themselves into it, and they give all of their heart, and everybody's cheering them. So I've been watching a couple of those videos because it feels good to be, I know a bunch of other people are watching this, and I can have this kind of group experience of connection. And my device decided I was not paying attention through the transition, and my device brought up the next video, and there was Michael Jackson and Cher and the Jackson 5 singing a melody, a bunch of melodies of the Jackson 5 in 1975 on some variety show. Now, I realize some of you weren't born in 1975. It wasn't that long ago, at least by my perspective. It brought me back to this time when, at least in the U.S., we had three main channels. And we watched, a lot of us saw the same thing. A lot of us were, having these connected experiences. Did you see Laugh-In last week? Did you see, this show? We had these common areas that we were living in, at least through the social media that we were working with. And right now, and I think it helped us to feel connected. I think it, the sitcoms were, it looked like our life. We saw these situational comedies with little vignettes of people living their life in the world, and we would laugh at it, and it would help us to feel connected. If you were white, and if you were middle class, and if you were able-bodied, you felt connected. But if you weren't white, and if you didn't have all the trappings of the house and the car and the family, you might have wanted to feel connected, but didn't. And so when we look at this time in our collective culture of moving, seeing ourselves outpictured in our entertainment, seeing ourselves outpictured in our news, seeing ourselves outpictured in the world around us, that helped us to feel connected. But if we're going to lean into this idea of the unstatus quo, if we're going to lean into this idea of truly evolving into the more beautiful life we know is possible, I think it's helpful to get a broader perspective. The other piece of media that came forward for me as I was thinking about this topic was a movie that came out in 1995, and it was called White Man's Burden. It was with John Travolta and Harry Belafonte, and it was an alternate picture of America. It was an alternate picture of what it would be like if white people were black and black people were white. And it was fascinating. There was, everything was turned, everything was the same, the skin color was different. And I remember this one scene where John Travolta is home with his wife and his two kids in their lower class neighborhood, and they're all watching TV, and they're sitting on the couch, and you see on the TV screen every scene, every show has black people on it. And you have this white family watching all these TV shows. Every commercial has black people in it, living a very privileged life. And then as you look closer on the family, the white family that's sitting on the couch, the little girl is hugging a baby doll that's black. And it gave me this different purview that was not available to me until somebody drew a different picture. And I don't share this with you to shame anyone, but to really just help us to understand that we talked about it a little bit last week, there's a different perspective that we aren't aware of. I like to say that you don't know until you know. And right now, as we are watching our world evolve, as we are watching the unstatus quo, as people are bringing forward different images to us of different ways of living and different lifestyles and different people, it's a little uncomfortable, even if it's an unconscious uncomfortableness, even if you're not quite aware of it, because the status quo is changing. We, as individuals, we're in this community because we choose to be conscious. We're in this community because we want to be awake and aware and alive. We want to be intentional with our lives. We want to be working with a living, breathing source that is always moving through us. And therefore, we have a little agency because we're practicing these principles, we're practicing the spiritual tools that are taught here in this community. We have a little agency to be able to navigate all this diversity that is coming our way, and to see the beauty in it, and to see the power in it, and to begin to see that even though things are changing, there is still that principle of spirit in it. There's still those qualities of God in the world that is changing around us. The tricky part, I think, is that when in 1975, and maybe even in 1995, we had a sort of a lens that was pretty consistent with the 3 channels and the sitcoms we were all watching. And today, there's so many different points of view that get shared in the media, and that there are so many media connections that it's hard to feel connected. There's so many different voices that it's hard to see ourselves and ground ourselves in what is our reality? What is the reality that we're dealing with? And this is where othering comes in. Because we're seeing a lot of othering. We're seeing a lot of difference. We're seeing a lot of different ways to live. We're seeing a lot of different ways to express ourselves. We're seeing a lot of different ways that God is individuating itself. Ernest Holmes talks about, he has this really nice quote that I found on a blog from one of my colleagues, Dr. Jim Lockard. And Holmes writes, the first part's a little heady, but the objective form to which we give our attention is created from the very attention which we give it. In other words, the experience we have is created from the attention that we give it. So in 1975, when we were all watching 3 channels, we were giving our attention to a lot of the same material. And therefore, we were thinking we were creating a world from that sameness that we were experiencing in our culture. And as our culture evolved, that picture, that lens, has been becoming larger. And it's been a little uncomfortable. It's been a little uncomfortable. So he talks about that, and then he goes on to say that life is a blackboard upon which we consciously or unconsciously write those messages which govern us. We hold the chalk and the eraser in our hand, but are ignorant to this fact. So we have some agency about how we want to experience what I think is a very organic, natural evolution of life, that our purview, if you will, the lens that we look through has expanded greatly in the last 40 years. We see all kinds of different ways of being in this world, and it reflects the truth that we teach in this philosophy, that there is one infinite reality, and it individuates. It individuates in millions of ways. And then our work, what do we do with all that, right? Yeah, well, that's all very interesting, Dr. Alice. What am I supposed to do with that, right? Well, what we do with that is we ground ourselves in spiritual practice. We begin to get very clear about who we are, how we are individuating that amazing presence that is love and beauty and joy and freedom and power with, all those immutable qualities of God are moving and coursing through each one of you. And so we get really clear about ourselves so that that lens that we're looking through, it's clean. I've cleaned it up because I can see what I'm looking through. I can see the lens that I'm looking at the world with. I can see what I might be tempted to other about as I move through the world. And as we do that, as we ground ourselves in spiritual practice and spiritual principle, and we get clear on our authenticity, and we do the work that this philosophy so beautifully teaches us about principle, about being the most authentic individual and expression of God that we can, well then when an expression shows up in front of you that is really different, we know that that same thing is happening for that person. That connection that we crave often comes to us in what I'll call low-hanging fruit. It's really easy to connect with some event that's happening nationwide and to feel that connection with everyone as the Olympics are happening and various athletes and countries are garnering their medals and we're cheering them all on. It's easy to feel connected then. It's a little harder sitting at home, doing your spiritual practice, doing your deep breathing, doing that, whether it's meditation or chanting or journaling. It's a little harder to feel connected then. But all that you see outside yourself that reflects connection is a reflection of a deeper, more intrinsic connection that already lives within you. So when you are walking through the world and you are seeing disconnection and you are seeing the unstatus quo and things feel like they're upside down, maybe it's you who are upside down. And it's okay. This is how God creates. Things come about, they have a lifespan, they go away, and something new comes forward. And as practitioners of this philosophy, your job is to stay awake for it, to be conscious of the change that's happening in front of you, and to respond with love, because it's just, all it is love expanding and expressing itself by means of each one of us. And there is, what is that saying? Normal is a setting on your washing machine. There is no normal unless you decide there is. You can certainly continue to hold on to your ideal of normal. You can certainly walk through life, demanding that that's what you want to experience. There are quite a few people doing that in our world right now. They are demanding that things don't change. There's a group of, if we look at the political landscape, I don't think I need to talk about parties, but there's a group that wants things to stay the same, and then there's a group that looks really split and divided because they all want things to change. And both groups want the same thing. They want deeper connection. And we go about it in different ways, and we go about it in some ways that are really lifting each other up, and we go about it in ways that sometimes divide us, oftentimes divide us. But the I am that lives in you, the I am that you come to a center like this to rediscover, to reconnect with, that I am, the world needs that energy. It needs you. It needs you who are willing to walk through this world being a conscious individual, responding with love, knowing that you are the best God that God could ever create as you, and knowing that everybody you come up with is in the same boat, an expression of God expressing itself through that individual. And when we can raise up our energy to that, we can weather any storm. We can weather any evolutionary change. We can weather a new status quo. There's a large poster in our bookstore, and it's called The Global Vision, and each Sunday we give you a snippet of it. But that global vision really talks about a world that works for all. It talks about this world where we can really love each other, support each other, see each other. It's a world worth praying for. It's a world worth meditating for. It's a world worth journaling for. It's a world worth doing your spiritual practices for, so that you can be that clear channel, so that your lens is clear when you're looking out about the world, so that you can respond with love, so that you can find that place where you see God no matter what. Because I got news for you. There are no exceptions. Everything is God in form. Some of it is really uncomfortable. Some of it is really, really hurtful. Some of it is really beautiful. Some of it is really joy-filled. And our job is to stay conscious and to stay awake and not to go to sleep, not to do the spiritual bypass where we're so afraid to deal with whatever the heartbreak is that we see before us, that we say, oh, there's a purpose for that. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that next week. But I really want you to question your status quo and your attachment to it and your willingness to lean into a world that works for everyone. Your willingness to lean into the possibility of you and your fellow human being both being individuals with different ways of expressing themselves and not dehumanizing each other, but really being willing to get to know each other and love each other at a different level besides our opinions. We have a great opportunity here, folks. And so I thank you for, walking with me in this path of the unstatus quo. We're going to be looking at some hard topics, but I promise you we'll bring you to a soft landing. We might shake you up a little bit, but that sometimes getting shook up a little bit is what's needed to let go of the status quo for the greater good that wants to be known. Thank you very much. Okay. So one of the things we do in this community is called affirmative prayer and spiritual mind treatment, and I'm going to do one of those right now for this more beautiful world we know is possible. And so join me in knowing that the one power, that beautiful presence that is consistent in that it is joy and beauty and love and freedom and power with and creation and wholeness, that this power wants to experience that through each one of us. And so it knows us as beauty and love and wholeness and joy and power with and freedom. And so as we drink that in, that idea, that big idea that God is expressing perfectly as each one of us, I know that our eyes are opened, our ears are opened, our heart is available. And we first ground ourselves in our truth, and then we trust. We trust that cause is always creating by means of us. And we allow ourselves to be completely centered and grounded in those beautiful principles so that love can walk the earth, and joy can walk the earth, and beauty can walk the earth, as you, as I, as each one. And what I know is that kind of authentic living is contagious. So I claim right now that we contaminate everyone. That we allow ourselves to be that beautiful expression, loud and proud and out loud, God in form, as me, as each one. And we keep holding on to that beautiful day when indeed we live in a world that works for all. It is a vision worth holding. It is a vision that we can be part of. And so it is with a surrendered heart and deep gratitude for the willingness of each one to be that place where God shows up that I simply anchor and let go of this prayer, knowing it is done, and together we say, and so it is. Thank you. And let's bring up now again our wonderful Jen Stackpole.
All right, listen, I swore I wasn't going to cry today, and you just blew that up, so thank you for that. That was beautiful. Thank you. This next song that I'm going to do, I had no idea when I chose it exactly how perfect it was going to be for your talk today. So Spirit, as always, delivering in a huge way. This song I wrote about 8 or 9 years ago, and I wrote it at a time when it was the first time that I could feel Spirit consistently in my life as a constant. And this is a song called One True Thing, and it's absolutely so in line with your message about when I start feeling off and I start feeling that sense of othering or that struggle, this is the place that I try to go back to. Sometimes it's easier than others because I feel a whole lot of human sometimes, but this is one of those things. This is one true thing.
You're the water in the ocean, you're the wind in the trees. You restore my vision when I'm too blind to see. You fill me up when I'm empty, you catch me when I fall. You're the one true thing that loves me through it all. You hold my hand when I'm frightened, you soothe me like a child. You call me with a whisper when I'm feeling wild. You're my every reason, you hear me when I call. You're the one true thing that loves me through it all. When the storm rages on and I feel all alone, you bring me peace and understanding. When I lose my way and I start to stray, you bring me home with your unending love. You're the eye of the hurricane, you're the port in the storm. You're the one that heals me, you keep me safe from harm. I hear you in the silence, I hear you when you call. You're the one true thing that loves me through it all. You're the one true thing that loves me through it all. You're the one true
Thank you.
Are you all touched? That was so beautiful, Jen. Let's give her another round of applause. Thank you so much for your gift. We'd also like to thank our band. Aren't we blessed? So blessed. Thank you. And to our songbirds, every morning you brighten up our days. Thank you so much. So beautiful to have so much musical talent here at our center. And now it's time for our conscious, committed giving. I'd like to invite our ushers to come up. I feel filled up this morning with so much goodness and spiritual awareness, and this is really what we get when we get to give back to that which has given us. And I think for me, it's this message this morning, it's the center, it's this love that we've created. And so won't you all read together with me our offering? My offering is my acceptance of God as the source of my supply, and it symbolizes my faith in the abundant flow of this supply.
Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your love will light the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your joy will light the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your peace will light the way.
We bless these gifts of consciousness that have been given from the heart to feed and nourish the world. Thank you. Do we have any guests for the very first time this morning? If we do, we have a gift for you this morning. If you could just raise your hand and we'll bring you a coupon this morning. Did we get all our newcomers? We're absolutely delighted that you're here this morning. If you'll take that coupon into our bookstore, we have a gift for you, and guess what? It's a book. We'd like to thank all of our volunteers as well. If everybody that's helped us out this month, would you stand this morning so we can just send you some love? Thank you so much for all that you do. These are the folks that make this center click and work, and everything comes off seamlessly. We are so blessed. And within this group, we have our practitioners, and our practitioners are prayer partners that are trained in the art and science of prayer. And we also have a gift for each one of you. If you'd like a prayer this morning, something that's been on your mind, something that you'd like to see released within you, something that you'd like to shift and gift yourself with, see one of our practitioners today. Our practitioners in service are Cheryl Lineman, Patrick Freeman, and Paula Manis. Thank you all so much. And I think it's time for invitations. Where is Clark?
No, nobody heard it. You know, I've been 32 years here. I'm going to retire in 3 weeks. And before this, I was at the Fullerton Church, where I was president of the board over there. And before that, I was at the Redondo Beach Church, where I ran the television ministry for Dr. Frank Richelieu. You would think I'd be further along, don't you? Conscious connection will take. Dave, your mother and I have talked to you about this. Again. Conscious connection will not meet today. Please enjoy the potluck, ooh, and stay for the healing sound bath, even better, at 12:30 p.m., facilitated by Tamzen and Jean Laurence. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There you are, over there, okay. Yes, we're happy to have you here. We have 2 weekly yoga classes with instructor Mike Ward. One class is offered Monday evening from 6 to 7 p.m., and another class on Tuesday morning from 10 to 11 a.m. Classes are offered on a love offering basis. We are having movie night this Friday night at 7 p.m. The movie will be Doctor Strange, starring Benedict Cumberbatch, one of the greatest actors on the planet today. Now, Dr. Alice talked about next Sunday, which is August 11th, Gino Walker. The title of it again is Elevate Your Energy, Raise and Praise Your Soul Frequency. So you'll all want to be here for the service and then stay after for that. August 30th is fast approaching. That's the date for the 2nd annual Talent Showcase. Woohoo! We are also bringing back the 50-50 opportunity drawing. Kathy Story has tickets for sale beginning today. Whoop-dee-doo, that's her. Someone will have the opportunity to take home half of the amount garnered from ticket sales. Calling all local artists, and by local we mean an artist in this community. We're planning an exhibit of your art here in the sanctuary on September 14th and 15th. If you would like to participate, please contact Catherine Singer no later than August 11th, that's next week. Mary Brogdon has some cards with Catherine's phone number so that you can call her. Sadly, we are suspending the Tuesday night game night due to low attendance and the $5,000 buy-in. Here are some weekly group gatherings. Wednesdays with Mary is a book study from 9 to 10:30 a.m. on Zoom. They are starting a new book this week, A Time for Grace by Carolyn Mace. Wednesday evening, the meditation group with Dr. Christian Steele from 6 to 8 p.m. Thursday morning, Shifting Sands meets from 10:30 to 12:30. This gathering is in person and on Zoom. Friday morning, the support group with Joyce Fournier meets on Zoom at 8 a.m. Now, the Zoom links for these and other activities can be found now on our brand new, beautiful website. In our newsletters that emailed every Monday and Friday, and in this particular colorful brochure out in the lobby. So now please do stand and sing Happy Birthday to all those with a birthday in August, including me.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right, let's stand together and sing Thank You for This Day. for my friends. Spirit, thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Life. Thank you for my life. Spirit, thank you for my life. Thank you for my life. Spirit, thank you for my life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious. All right, last time. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day.
And know with me now that today we walk through this day and every day behind it. Whew, sorry about that. Responding with love and seeing God everywhere. And so it is.